Cold chain logistics is one of the most intriguing parts of the supply chain industry, and I'm going to tell you why. So see, a shipment leaves the warehouse in perfect temperature, and everything is calibrated, everything is tracked, everything is under control. But somehow within the transportation between the warehouse and the destination, something went off. It could be that the door to the shipment or the product was left a bit open for too long, or there was a delay in traffic between when the shipment left the warehouse and when it got to the customers. Upon arrival, the product was deemed unusable. Now that makes the customer livid, which then end up likely costing the supplier the customer's trust and loyalty. That is the thing about cold chain logistics. You see, with cold chain logistics, just a few degrees for a few minutes can end up costing thousands of dollars or costing customer trust. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this week's episode. Cold chain logistics. How do we move it from being reactive as operators to predictive and preventive? And where does AI come into this? You see, cold chain logistics is very, very sensitive to several factors. The things that causes failures in cold chain logistics are not always dramatic. They're not loud like you see in other arms of supply chain. Some things like temperature, like humidity, time, storage space, storage time, handling, transportation and delivery can literally affect the outcome of a delivery of a product. So, and unfortunately, you will not always see the failure immediately. Sadly, like we've come to learn, the failures occur after either the product has been delivered or after an inspection has been done. And sometimes it costs the supplier thousands of dollars or costs the suppliers customer trust. These failures can occur from little things that can sometimes get unnoticed. Things like loading delays, poor coordination, equipment inconsistency, or missed alerts. All of these things can cost the supplier or the cold chain operator lots of money and even customer trust. So it becomes a reactive business because you don't know, because you're relying on alerts, you're relying on certain factors that are beyond your control. It can literally cost you some money. So how do you move cold chain logistics from being a reactive management to preventive management? And that's where AI comes in. Now, AI is not coming in here to replace your operator. AI is not coming in here to take entirely over your operations. AI is coming to tender its intelligence in support of optimizing your operation. Now, how does it do that? We've seen many companies that has integrated artificial intelligence into their operations, has upscaled their success rate in delivery, and their customer portfolio has also increased. So what exactly has AI done in these businesses that regular operators are finding struggle today with? The first one is predictive monitoring. You see, with AI, it can help you identify patterns, anomalies based on past history, based on data available for it. Then it can predict when something is very likely to go wrong. That's where AI comes in. So with the information that AI has, the past history it has, it can help you analyze properly whether or not to proceed with a particular action. And when you have the data with you, you can make a better decision. The other one that AI has also helped that we've seen with businesses is route and delay anticipation. There's always construction coming up somewhere. There's a street that's going to get blocked. There's a construction somewhere. There's a protest somewhere. There's something that can affect a particular route that your carrier, your driver wants to take to the destination. Now, we've seen that a lot with Google GPS. You see, with Google GPS, when you have an ETA in mind, saying you're going to a place that can take an hour, the Google can tell you there's a traffic in this place, there's a traffic owing to accident, there's a traffic owing to construction, there's a traffic owing to protest. I am going to recommend an alternative route for you to take, which sometimes can even be lesser than the ETA you had in mind. So this is where AI comes in, the same thing with cold chain logistics. AI can help your carriers with alternative routes to get to their destination, mainly for products that are time sensitive. So if the customer is expecting this product within the hour or say 60 minutes, it should get the product within the hour or 60 minutes. And that's where AI comes in by recommending alternative routes that the carrier can take to get to the destination. Another one that AI has also helped businesses is inventory and demand forecasting. Sometimes wastage comes from oversupply and lesser demand. But AI can help you look at the market, look at your past history, look at your inventory data, look at your requests you got from customers, and find a way to balance the both of them, balancing demand and supply. That way you can reduce waste and maximize storage space. So cost efficiency and resource optimization is also part of the things that introducing or integrating AI into your cold chain logistics management or operations can help you with. So what we've seen is how AI has gradually, with these three factors, shift the management's response from reactive to predictive and preventive. Initially, you have to wait for a lot, and then there's a potential delay. There's a traffic you do not know about. Maybe when you're coming to work that morning, that road was free, but now you don't know it's not free anymore because there's probably been an accident. But with introduction of AI, you can actually meet the expectation of your customers. It can help you with checking your past history and see, okay, this is where we had errors in the last time. This is how we can try and prevent them. Also, it can propose to your carriers alternative routes that they can take to ensure they meet the expected time arrival of the product. Also, we've seen that it can help you with inventory and storage management. So it anticipates issues that just before failure and continues to optimize. So it's not there to take up the job of the operators. Now, it's there to support the operators and help the operators move from reactive to predictive and preventive. When they move to predictive and preventive, they save costs, they build customer trust, and they grow their customer. You grow your customer portfolio. Now, let's get something very, very clear here. AI is not going to do all the jobs. AI is not going to give you the data, then come out of the screen and fix it for you. In fact, AI often works with what you give to it. So if the sensors are inaccurate, it's going to work with what it has. If the information are not correct, or the data are incomplete, it's going to work with what it has. The team does not respond to the analysis it has presented. Well, it cannot help with that. So this is where training comes in. This is where accurate information also comes in. When you are putting in the data for the AI to assess, it's got to be the entire data, not half, but the entire data. You also need to train your carriers, who are your delivery guys, enough to know that they can also take and trust the recommendation, the alternative routes recommendation on the AI. You need to also train your operators to know how to read and interpret the data given to them by the AI and how to quickly respond so that they can save you cost and save your client's relationship. So this is where AI comes in, and that's what we've seen so far. Sometimes the cold chain shipment fails, not because there's a huge thing that is broken, like we've come to see. No, it could be delivery, it could be the transportation time, it could be the storage space, it could be temperature, it could be humidity. It could be that somebody didn't properly lock the door to the product. It could be that there was a delay at the warehouse. So these are factors that may not be huge in other businesses in supply chain, but in cold chain logistics, it's important. And so we've also seen that if we want to move from reactive to predictive and preventive, we need to introduce AI into our businesses. There are several AI platforms out there that have 4.5 stars or 5 stars and affordable and do a good job in helping you predict when and what to do in certain situations that we can adopt or you can adopt into your operations. So this is what we've explored so far. This is my recommendation to you, that you should try and adopt AI into your operations. Then train your staff how to read, interpret, and use the information that has been presented before them. I thank you very much for the time you guys have given to me, listening and watching my videos, sharing them on your platforms as well, subscribing as well. I thank you all. See you again in our next episode. Voila.